What's up, everybody? It's BBKDRAGOON, another round of the Grand Halo adventure. I want to talk about a best man video that I've been watching for a long time, and it's the MLG 2010 highlights, and it's just 45 minutes of nothing but some of the best moments from the 2010 circuit of the MLG series. If you weren't paying attention, that was Halo 3. That was like the very tip-top pinnacle of Halo 3 on the MLG circuit. I'm going to leave a link in the description because I have watched this video probably like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 times, right? It's this mandatory watch this thing 2-3 times a year. Gets the nostalgia cooking, but man, it just reminds me, MLG and Halo together, that was so cool, and so many players don't remember it. You know, there's a lot of people who are here who are new from Reach or from Halo 4 who didn't experience some of those MLG golden years. And even I didn't have really high-speed internet, and I only started watching the MLG streams near the very end of Halo 3 on the MLG circuit, and mainly the Reach stuff. And still though, that got me so excited. In this video, man, every time I watch it, just takes me back, makes me excited, and reminds me Halo plus MLG was an amazing combination. One that, you know, it lives on in this very esteemed place in my mind as I bump the mic with my hand. It was a special time in Halo. Like, there's no denying that. And we sort of faltered. If you don't know the story, Reach basically was the last ditch bit of Halo on the MLG circuit. They tried out Halo 4 with MLG Dallas, one event, and that was it. That was basically the end of Halo on the MLG circuit. And there's really no singular reason as to why it was dropped. It's a bunch of reasons. You know, Reach burned a lot of bridges. It had very few maps that were available on disk for them to use. In fact, you know, Reach MLG was just a Forge Fest, and it was a lot of Sanctuary. I mean, you were just watching a ton of Sanctuary. It was like pulling teeth for them to get no bloom, no sprint into the game and get competitive settings that lived up to the level that Halo 3 was. You know, the lack of developer support towards competitive play played a huge role in it. No spectator mode, and in addition to this, you had a lot of really big competitors emerging in the scene. This is around the same time StarCraft 2 was incredibly profitable for MLG. It's around the same time that they were actually running League tournaments. This was prior to the LCS, mind you, because now that the LCS is in play, it's very hard to run third-party League tournaments without paying Riot a large sum of money. An organizational body like MLG, if they wanted to run a League tournament today, would have to work with Riot directly, pay Riot a lot of money, and it wouldn't be as beneficial from a business perspective. So MLG sees a lot of these greener grasses that are appearing, basically popping up as esports is getting big. Halo isn't delivering the tools that they need, so it gets dropped from the circuit. We have a rather dry bummer of a time in Halo 4. We reached some pretty good competitive settings. We have some pretty good Forge maps, but unfortunately AGL, the competitive body that's hosting like the only real tournament series that was for Halo 4, it's a shoddy series. AGL was run by somebody who wasn't paying out the pro players. There was a lot of just unprofessionalism around the events, in the streams, and it was disappointing to see Halo, which was the thoroughbred, the thing that basically launched MLG, that really gave a big momentum to competitive console gaming, go into this bummer of a place. You know, it wasn't on MLG anymore, it wasn't supported, you weren't seeing it, it just became almost a laughingstock, really. And this is the part where we actually get a nice turn in the story, though. We got the HCS, Halo Championship Series, which is production done by ESL, paid for Microsoft and the publishers. But ESL has been around for a long time. I spent a great deal, 4 years in the StarCraft scene. I still play StarCraft, follow it very closely. I love that game. And so I knew ESL from a long time ago. ESL has history with CSGO, Quake, and a lot of great StarCraft broadcasts. And they are doing a great job with the HCS, which is very nice, right? There's only one event left, one big tournament left for Halo 2 Anniversary before we get to Halo 5, which is also a pretty good deal. And there is hope for a better tomorrow, essentially. I'm going to use the example of Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike has been around forever. 1.6 is going on, what, 15 years now, right? It's a long series with a huge history. But only in about the last 2 years has CSGO taken off, becoming one of the biggest esports ever in terms of broadcasting numbers. If you look at Twitch, in basically the last year and a half, CSGO has exploded. It's become massive. And when CSGO launched, the competitive community, a lot of them stayed with CSS, so they didn't think CSGO offered the tools that they needed. Over time, Valve implemented so many great features, replay system, the spectator mode, the ranked play system, into CSGO and refined it to a point with a set of balance that the community appreciated, to where it became what it is today. CSGO had a lot of years where it duked it out in smaller tournaments. It was hard to be a profitable spectator event, and now look at it. CSGO is one of the biggest esports out there. Now, granted, it's hard to compete with the free-to-play Dota and the free-to-play League of Legends. MOBAs are always going to maintain that massive state. But there's a chance. There's a shot. We've got a lot of tools in our arsenal, and, you know, Halo might have its heyday yet again. Of course, time will tell. We have to look at Halo 5. We'll have to see what it is. But coming into it, there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic regarding Halo 5 from what we've seen, what we've played, the spectator system, their emphasis on competitive play, the competitive ranks in the game, the dedicated servers, their ability to do weapon tuning patches without having to actually send out content updates. These are all really good things that we've not had in the past before. We have HCS as well. And I know I've talked on this subject before, but I wanted to just emphasize, eras come and go. The age of Halo may come again, or it may not. You know, it's up in the air, but I do have a lot of hope. My good friend Dom, who no longer YouTubes, some of you may remember Crouching Spartan, used to have this hashtag, Hope for Halo. And I really appreciated it because in some of the darkest times in the Halo history, that guy could always bring forth a lot of positivity, hope, and foresight towards a better, more positive tomorrow. And I'd like to believe in that rather than the negative, well, I think it's going to rain tomorrow and the next day and the day after that as well. So we'll have to wait and see. If you haven't seen the 12-minute Vidoc that was put out for Halo 5 this last week, it'll be linked down below. Watch the Best Man video. It'll get you hyped. I absolutely promise you that. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your week. BBKDRAGOON. We'll see you next time.